We are back and we are continuing the UFC fight night. Moreno versus Amir Albazi. Let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload. Let's go. We're looking at Caio Machado versus Brendson Ribeiro. Brendson is 15-7. His country is Brazil. He stands at 5 foot 3 inches tall. He weighed at 220 pounds in his last win. Has a reach of 81 inches with a leg reach of 40.5 inches, while Machado on the other hand is 8'3". His country is also Brazil. He stands at 6 foot 4 inches tall. He weighed at 257 pounds 18 in his last win. Has a reach of 78 inches and a leg reach of 45 inches. Kicking us off with the matchup stats. Machado is 1 inch taller. He has a 4.5 inch leg reach advantage, and he has a 3 inch reach disadvantage. When it also basing it off the records, it goes in Ribeiro's favor. This could be a coin flip basing it off of these, right? It's close. Machado has got the height, but he doesn't have the reach to go with the height. He's got the leg reach. Brendson has the reach. So I think Brendson should try and keep him at a range, keep him at a distance, jab him to the head, to the body. It'll be a lot easier to work him to the body because you haven't really got to completely go all the way down to land the body. He can kind of just go down a little bit, tap to the body, go to the head, and work him a little bit. But let's move on to win buys to see how they've got it done in their previous fights. With Brendson having a 60% KO TKO, 40% submission, 0% decision with an average fight time sitting around 6 minutes, and a knockdown average of 1, while Machado on the other hand has a 50% KO TKO, 25% submission, 25% decision with an average fight time sitting at 15 minutes on the dot, and a knockdown average of 0 on the dot. Basing us off of these stats, they both are fairly well rounded. Brendson, none of his wins are coming by decision. All of them are by stoppage, while some of Machado's wins are coming by decision, submission, and then of course your KOs and TKOs being your most common one from him. How do I feel that this fight should play out just based off of these stats? I personally feel that Brendson, keep it on the feet, work him, strike him, try and knock him out. Machado on the other hand, get him taken down, try and get the submission or a decision win again, and obviously wear him out. And maybe if you wear him out enough, get him back up on the feet, knock him out. But that's just my thoughts, my opinions on this one. Let's move on to significant strikes to see how they performed in their last fight on the feet. With Caio Machado having an average of 6 punches landed per minute, a 58% significant strikes, an average of 3 punches absorbed per minute with a 63% defense, while Brendson on the other hand had an average of 3 punches landed per minute, 46% significant strikes, an average of 3 punches absorbed per minute with a defense of 49%. Based off of those stats, Ribeiro in his last fight absorbed quite a bit more. His defense was a lot worse, his significant strikes was worse too, and his output was worse. Machado, if this was a Machado versus Brendson rematch and those two had just fought, Machado dominated that fight comparing it to Ribeiro's stat. But Ribeiro didn't look too bad, but Machado just looked a lot better. He almost doubled Ribeiro's output. He had 12 more percentage in the significant strikes. He absorbed about 0.35 less more punches, and his defense was about 13% more. Based off of that, Machado should be the one who keeps it on the feet, should try and strike. It seems that he could output Ribeiro a lot, and Ribeiro could absorb quite a bit. But let's move on to grappling to see how they got it done in their previous fights on the ground. In Machado's last fight, he had a 0 takedown average, a 0% takedown accuracy, and an 82% takedown defense with a submission average of 0 on the end of that. While Brendson Ribeiro on the other hand had an average of 2 takedowns, 50% takedown accuracy, 0% takedown defense, and a submission average of 1. If I'm being completely honest, it was fairly poor from them both. A 0 takedown average from Machado. Now, does that mean he actually attempted no takedowns or he got none? Because the takedown accuracy was at 0%. I'm assuming that he didn't attempt any and didn't get any. His takedown defense though was a hell of a lot better. 82%. Exactly better than Ribeiro's. Although he had a less submission average, which makes me believe that Caio's fight didn't go down. But Ribeiro looked to try and take his opponent down. He only got 50% of his takedowns, and he had very, very poor defense, but he had very good submission average comparing it to Machado. How do I feel this fight should play out? Well, Machado should, based off these stats, have a bit of an easy fight, you know. Output wise, he should outperform him, output him, outstrike, outland, outclass. Grapple him should be easy to take Ribeiro down, but Ribeiro could be very good at switching positions, switching over, and taking control on the ground. So I think Machado should try and keep this on the feet as best as he can. Of course, wear down Ribeiro as best you can, get him down, wear him out, tire him out, get him back up, and start working him again. But I feel like Machado should, for the start of the round, start of the fight, try and avoid getting takedowns, avoid going down, and just working for a bit. While I believe Brendson should probably try and get this taken down, try and go for a submission as quickly as you can. Of course, you've got the power there, you can knock him out. But I believe that you shouldn't be taking as many punches as you've been taking in your last fights with the defense that you've got, comparing it to Machado, because Machado will just outperform you and probably knock you out if you're not careful with your defense. But that's just my thoughts and my opinions. What do you guys think? Who do you think wins and how do you think they win? Apart from that, I'll catch you in a bit. Take care and peace.